Chapter 24, The Dwarfs. 1. Little Men, the origin and nature of dwarfs in Norse mythology. In the intricate and expansive tapestry of Norse mythology, dwarfs, often referred to as black elves or svartalfar, hold a place of profound importance. Emerging from the chaotic remnants of the primordial giant Ymir, these beings were originally formless, wriggling maggots in his decomposing flesh. It was the gods who, recognizing the potential in these small creatures, transformed them into human-like forms, albeit with their distinct dark and mysterious nature. This transformative moment marked the beginning of the dwarfs' journey from mere chaos to entities of significant power and influence in the mythological world. Creation and transformation. According to the Prose Edda, specifically in the Gylfaginning, the gods bestowed shape and purpose upon these primitive beings. The dwarfs, known for their swarthy complexion, green eyes, large heads, and short legs, were distinct from both gods and men. Their peculiar appearance and origins relegated them to the subterranean realms, as it was believed that exposure to sunlight would turn them into stone, a vulnerability shared with other subterranean creatures like trolls in Scandinavian folklore. The dwarfs' connection to the earth not only defined their appearance, but also their role in the cosmos. They were ordered to dwell underground, away from the life-giving and petrifying light of the sun, thus becoming synonymous with the hidden, the mysterious, and the deep-seated power of the earth itself. Intelligence and craftsmanship. Despite their small stature and less imposing physical power compared to the gods, the dwarfs were renowned for their exceptional intelligence and unparalleled craftsmanship. They became the master smiths and artisans of the mythological world. Their creations, imbued with magical properties and extraordinary beauty, include some of the most iconic artifacts in Norse mythology. Mjolnir, Thor's mighty hammer, capable of leveling mountains and striking fear into the hearts of giants. Draupnir, Odin's golden ring, which drips 8 new rings of equal beauty every 9th night, a symbol of endless wealth and prosperity. Gungnir, Odin's spear, known for its perfect aim and unerring strike. Skidbladnir, the ship of the god Freyr, which could be folded into a pouch and always found favorable winds. These marvels were forged with such skill and magical prowess that they became central to the gods' power and the unfolding of numerous mythological narratives. Their role as creators of these artifacts highlights their indispensable contribution to the balance and dynamics of the Norse cosmos. Beyond their craftsmanship, dwarfs were also revered as seers and sages. Their deep understanding of the world and its workings made them invaluable sources of wisdom and prophecy. This aspect is emphasized in the Völuspá, a poem from the Poetic Edda, where dwarfs are recognized among the wise beings who possess knowledge of the past and foresight into the future. Cultural variations. The perception of dwarfs varied across different cultures and regions. In Scandinavian folklore, they were often conflated with other mystical beings such as trolls, kobolds, brownies, goblins, pucks, and the Huldrafolk. Each of these names reflects the local interpretations and characteristics attributed to these mysterious and skilled beings. In Germany, for example, dwarfs were frequently seen as kobolds, house spirits that could either assist with domestic tasks or cause mischief, depending on how they were treated. The overlap of dwarfs with these various entities illustrates their adaptability in myth and folklore, allowing them to embody multiple roles ranging from benevolent helpers to cunning tricksters. In The Legend of the Little Fae by Robert Buchanan, the dwarfs are depicted with an almost endearing quality, emphasizing their enigmatic presence and wisdom. You are the gray troll with the great green eyes, but I love you, gray troll. You are so wise. Tell me this sweet morn. Tell me all you know. Tell me, was I born? Tell me, did I grow? This verse encapsulates the reverence and wonder people had for these ancient beings, who were believed to possess profound secrets and knowledge far beyond human comprehension. Supernatural powers and limitations. Dwarfs were not only master craftsmen, but also wielders of significant magical powers. Their deep connection to the earth and its treasures endowed them with abilities related to metals and minerals. They could imbue objects with enchantments, create powerful runes, and even shapeshift or cast illusions to protect themselves or evade capture. However, their magical prowess had its limitations, particularly concerning sunlight. Much like trolls, exposure to daylight posed a grave threat, turning them to stone and reinforcing their association with the hidden and the subterranean. This vulnerability served to underscore their intrinsic link to the shadowy and mysterious aspects of the natural world. Role in Norse mythology and beyond. The dwarfs' role in Norse mythology is multifaceted and profound. They are the creators of weapons and treasures that play crucial parts in the myths and sagas. Their advice and wisdom are pivotal in times of need, often guiding the gods through perilous situations. Their presence symbolizes the hidden forces of the earth and the unseen power that lies beneath the surface of the world. Their legacy extends beyond Norse mythology into various European folk traditions. As trolls, kobolds, or brownies, they continue to captivate and influence the imagination of people through stories that emphasize their intelligence, craftsmanship, and, at times, their trickery. Conclusion. Dwarfs, or Svartalfar, are integral to the mythological world of the Norse and their cultural descendants. They embody the mysterious, hidden forces of the earth and are revered for their wisdom and unparalleled skill. These little men were not merely mythical creatures, but were symbols of the profound and sometimes dangerous knowledge that lies beneath the world's surface. Their enduring legacy in folklore and mythology highlights the timeless fascination with the unknown and the power of the earth itself. In Norse mythology and European folklore, dwarfs, Svartalfar, are celebrated for their unparalleled craftsmanship and profound mastery of magic, often intertwined with their existence in the subterranean realms they call home. Among their myriad of enchanted artifacts, one stands out for its mystical prowess: the Tarnkappe, a legendary cap that grants its wearer the power of invisibility. The dwarfs and their mystical cap. The Tarnkappe, deriving its name from the German words Tarn, concealment, and Kappa, cap, holds a pivotal role in dwarf mythology. This diminutive red cap bestowed upon its wearer the extraordinary ability to vanish from sight, an essential trait for dwarfs who thrived within the shadows of their underground domains. According to legend, exposure to sunlight posed a dire threat to dwarfs, turning them into stone, a vulnerability shared with trolls in Norse mythology. Numerous tales underscore the significance of the Tarnkappe in dwarf lore. Dwarfs frequently employed its power not only for survival, but also for playful mischief. Hidden from view, they delighted in eavesdropping on human conversations and playfully echoing the last words they overheard. This mischievous activity contributed to the belief that mysterious echoes heard in mountainous regions were in fact the voices of unseen dwarfs. Echoes and invisibility. The invisibility granted by the Tarnkappe served both practical and strategic purposes for dwarfs. It enabled them to move covertly through natural and human domains, gathering intelligence and conducting their affairs without fear of detection. This capability was particularly crucial during dawn, when the rising sun posed a serious risk of exposure and subsequent petrification. The Tarnkappe in sagas and myths. While the Tarnkappe itself isn't explicitly detailed in the primary texts of the Norse Eddas, its concept resonates deeply within the broader tapestry of Northern European mythology. In the medieval German epic Nibelungenlied, the hero Siegfried employs a cloak of invisibility akin to the Tarnkappe to accomplish heroic feats and triumph over adversaries. This illustrates how later medieval tales drew upon earlier Norse and Germanic myths surrounding dwarfs and their enchanted artifacts. Similarly, within the prose Edda's Skaldskaparmal, dwarfs are portrayed as creators of various enchanted items imbued with extraordinary powers, underscoring their association with craftsmanship and arcane knowledge. Cultural impact and legacy. The legacy of the Tarnkappe extends beyond mythology into modern cultural expressions. Its motif of invisibility has inspired countless literary works and popular culture adaptations. From J.r.r. Tolkien's Middle-earth, where hobbits utilize cloaks of concealment, to J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series featuring the invisibility cloak, the Tarnkappe's influence endures as a symbol of magical concealment and protection. In folklore, the Tarnkappe and its role in dwarfish mythology continue to inspire narratives about concealed beings and unseen forces, enriching both local legends and broader tales of the supernatural. Conclusion. The Tarnkappe, with its mystical ability to render its wearer invisible, epitomizes the enchanting lore of dwarfs in Norse mythology and European folklore. As custodians of ancient wisdom and wielders of potent magic, dwarfs navigated the delicate balance between light and darkness, aided by their magical cap. The enduring legacy of the Tarnkappe resonates across cultures, captivating imaginations, and serving as a timeless emblem of secrecy, intrigue, and the hidden realms that shape our understanding of myth and legend. Neshamar 3, The Legend of Kalundborg. Nestled in the serene rolling hills of Zealand, where the lush landscape meets the embrace of the northern sea, lies the quaint village of Kalundborg. This village, with its scenic beauty and quiet charm, was home to a tale that would be whispered through the ages, a tale of love, determination, and the formidable power of a promise, the challenge. In Kalundborg, the formidable Lord of Nesvek ruled with a proud heart and a steely gaze. His daughter Helva was the jewel of the land, her beauty renowned far and wide. Among her many suitors was a man named Esbern Snare. Though humble in origins, Esbern's heart was aflame with a fierce love for Helva, and he was determined to win her hand. Lord Nesvek, with a dismissive wave, set a seemingly impossible condition for the union. "When thou shalt build at Kalundborg a stately church," he declared with a scornful smile, "then will I give thee Helva to wife." Esbern, undeterred by the daunting task, left the Lord's hall with a burning resolve. That very night he journeyed to the ominous Ulshoy Hill, reputed to be the abode of a powerful troll. The villagers spoke of this troll in hushed tones, a creature of immense strength and dark magic. But Esbern's love for Helva was greater than his fear of the troll. Hash the bargain. Under the cloak of night, Esbern stood at Ulshoy Hill and called out to the creature within. "Troll of Ulshoy, hear me, I seek your help." The ground beneath him trembled as a deep voice rumbled from the depths. "Who dares disturb my rest?" the troll bellowed, his voice reverberating through the night. "It is I, Esbern Snare," came the unwavering reply. "I need you to build a church at Kalundborg. Name your price." From the shadows the troll emerged, a towering figure with eyes glowing like smoldering coals. "I will build your church," the troll growled, "but when it is finished, you must tell me my name or forfeit your eyes and heart." Esbern, driven by his love for Helva, agreed to the perilous bargain. With that, the troll set to work. The sounds of construction filled the air day and night as stones were hewn and set with superhuman speed. A magnificent church began to rise, its form taking shape against the backdrop of Kalundborg's landscape. The desperation. As the church neared completion, Esbern's anxiety grew. The troll's name remained a mystery, and the weight of his promise bore down on him. Each night he crept to Ulshoy Hill, pressing his ear to the ground, hoping to catch a whisper of the troll's name. But there was only the relentless sound of labor and the eerie silence of the earth. Helva, learning of Esbern's desperate plight, was filled with sorrow. She spent her days in fervent prayer, her heart aching for her beloved. "Please," she implored the heavens, "let him find a way. Let him be safe." The revelation. As the final pillar was set in place, despair overwhelmed Esbern. He wandered the fields near the quarry, the burden of his impending doom heavy upon him. He sank to the ground, his spirit broken. "I have built my tomb," he murmured bitterly, the weight of his decision pressing down on him. In this moment of despair, Helva appeared, her presence like a balm to his tortured soul. Tears glistened in her eyes as she approached. "Esbern," she said softly, "I would give anything to save you. I would that I might die in thy stead." Esbern looked up, pain and love etched in his face. "Helva," he confessed, "for love of you I have risked my eyes, my heart, and my soul." At that very moment, a faint but unmistakable sound reached his ears. It was the soft melodic voice of the troll's wife, singing to her child deep within the hill. "Hush, my little one," she sang, "for tomorrow Father Fine will return with a mortal's eyes and heart." "Fine," Esbern whispered to himself, the realization dawning upon him like the first light of dawn. The troll's name is Fine, the triumph. With renewed vigor and hope surging through him, Esbern raced back to Kalundborg. As the troll placed the last stone, Esbern cried out triumphantly, "Too late, Fine." The troll froze, the echo of his name hanging in the air. With a roar of fury and defeat, he vanished into the earth, leaving the final stone to tumble harmlessly to the ground. The villagers, witnessing this miraculous event, later claimed they could hear the sorrowful sobs of the troll's wife and his angry rebukes echoing from within Ulshoy Hill, the legacy. The Church of Kalundborg stood tall and magnificent, a testament to Esbern's love and unwavering determination. Helva and Esbern were wed within its grand hall, the first couple to be united at its altar. The villagers celebrated their union with great joy, their love story forever etched into the heart of Kalundborg. For generations, the story of Esbern's snare and the troll of Ulshoy Hill was passed down, a legend of love conquering all, even the dark forces that lurked beneath the earth. The church became a symbol of faith, perseverance, and the enduring power of love, a beacon of hope for all who heard the tale. In the quiet moments of reflection, when the wind whispered through the trees and the stars twinkled above, the people of Kalundborg would recall the legend of Esbern and Helva. They would remember how a humble man, driven by the purest love, defied the impossible and carved a path through darkness to build a future bright with hope and joy. Option number 4, the magic of the dwarfs. In the rich and vivid landscape of Norse and Germanic mythology, dwarfs, or j.r.r, hold an esteemed position as master artisans and wielders of profound magical powers. These small, subterranean beings are renowned for their unmatched skills in forging and enchantment, often dwelling in hidden realms beneath mountains and deep within the earth. Despite their diminutive size, dwarfs exert a significant influence on both the divine and mortal realms, primarily through the wondrous artifacts they create. The ruler of the dwarfs. Dwarfs were often ruled by a powerful and wise king, whose identity varied across different cultures and legends. In Norse mythology, this ruler was Andvari, the guardian of a cursed treasure and the magic ring, Andvaranat. Andvari's hoard and the curse attached to it play crucial roles in the saga of the Nibelungs, setting off a chain of tragic events. In Germanic legends, the dwarf king is known as Alberich, the protector of the Rheingold, and a central figure in the epic tale of the Nibelungenlied. Alberich's cunning and his control over powerful magical artifacts make him a formidable character in these stories. Other names for the dwarf ruler in various Northern European traditions include Eldbegast, Gondomar, Loren, and Oberon. Each of these figures presides over a magnificent underground realm, a testament to the industriousness and magical abilities of their subjects. The domain of the Dwarf King is described as a stunning underground palace, glittering with precious gems and metals mined by his diligent followers. This subterranean kingdom is a marvel of both craftsmanship and magic, showcasing the extraordinary talents of its inhabitants. Among the treasures held by the Dwarf King are not only vast wealth and powerful artifacts, but also magical items such as the Tarnkappa, a cloak or cap of invisibility, a magic ring conferring immense power, an invincible sword, and a belt of strength that grants extraordinary power to its wearer. Kahash, legendary creations of the dwarfs. Dwarfs are celebrated for their creation of extraordinary weapons, jewelry, and magical items that play pivotal roles in the sagas and Eddas. These artifacts are often imbued with powerful enchantments, making them invaluable to gods and heroes alike. Here are some of the most legendary creations attributed to the dwarfs. Sif's golden hair. A notable story involving dwarfs and their remarkable craftsmanship is the creation of Sif's golden hair. After Loki mischievously cut off the beautiful golden hair of Sif, Thor's wife, he was compelled to seek the assistance of the dwarfs to replace it. The sons of Ivaldi, renowned dwarf smiths, fashioned a new head of hair from pure gold, which grew naturally upon Sif's head. This miraculous creation not only restored Sif's beauty, but also exemplified the dwarf's unparalleled skill in combining magic with artistry. Skidbladnir. The ship Skidbladnir is another testament to the dwarf's mastery in crafting objects of both practical and magical significance. Created by the dwarfs, this ship was large enough to carry all the gods, yet could be folded up like cloth and carried in a pocket. Skidbladnir could always find a favorable wind, making it the ideal vessel for any journey, showcasing the dwarf's ability to seamlessly blend functionality with enchantment. Gungnir. The dwarfs also crafted Gungnir, Odin's powerful spear, renowned for its perfect accuracy and its ability to always hit its target. Gungnir became one of the key symbols of Odin's power and played a crucial role in many myths surrounding the Allfather. Draupnir. Draupnir is another legendary creation, a ring with the magical property of multiplying itself every 9th night, producing 8 new rings of equal size and weight. This ring symbolized prosperity and abundance, further underscoring the dwarfs' capability to create objects of enduring value and magical significance. Gullinbursti. For the god Freyr, the dwarfs crafted Gullinbursti, a golden bristled boar. This magnificent creature could run faster than any horse and illuminated even the darkest places with its golden glow. Gullinbursti's magical properties made it a valuable companion and a symbol of Freyr's divine power. Mjolnir. Perhaps the most famous of all the dwarfs' creations is Mjolnir, Thor's mighty hammer. Forged by the dwarfs Sindri and Brokkr, Mjolnir could summon thunder and lightning and was almost always invincible in Thor's hands. Despite its short handle, a consequence of Loki's interference during its forging, Mjolnir remained a powerful weapon, essential for protecting Asgard and its inhabitants. Brisingamen. Brisingamen, the exquisite golden necklace of the goddess Freya, is another masterpiece attributed to the dwarfs. This necklace was renowned for its unparalleled beauty and craftsmanship, symbolizing fertility and beauty. Freya's possession of Brisingamen underscores the dwarfs' ability to create objects of profound aesthetic and symbolic value. Additional legendary artifacts. Beyond these well-known items, dwarfs are credited with creating numerous other magical and powerful artifacts, each with its unique story and impact on the legends of Norse and Germanic mythology. Tyrfing, the sword Tyrfing, forged by the dwarfs for King Svafrlami, was a blade of immense power capable of cutting through iron and stone. Tyrfing was cursed to bring death to its wielder and could not be sheathed until it had drawn blood, adding a dark and fearsome element to its legacy. Angurvadel, another legendary sword attributed to the dwarfs, is Angurvadel, inherited by the hero Frithiof from his ancestors. Its hilt was made of hammered gold, and the blade bore runes that blazed red during battle, striking fear into the hearts of foes. Angurvadel's fiery runes highlight the dwarfs' ability to infuse their creations with magical properties that significantly enhance their effectiveness in combat. Dwarfs in the Sagas and Eddas. The rich narratives of the Eddas and Sagas are filled with tales that highlight the ingenuity and critical role of dwarfs in Norse mythology. These stories often portray the extraordinary outcomes of the collaboration between gods and dwarfs, emphasizing their importance in the mythic world. In the Prose Edda, the story of the forging of Mjolnir reveals the complex interplay between gods and dwarfs, showcasing the incredible craftsmanship and magic involved. Then said Brokkr, "Do you have what I should lay in the forge?" Sindri put a pin in the forge and asked Brokkr to blow the bellows and not to stop until he came to take out what he had put in. But as soon as he went out of the forge and Brokkr was blowing, then a fly settled on his hand and stung. But he kept on blowing as before until the smith took the work out of the forge, and it was a boar and its bristles were of gold. Similarly, the Poetic Edda recounts the acquisition of Draupnir and Gungnir, highlighting the dwarf's ability to create objects of immense power and enchantment. The Volsunga saga delves into the story of the cursed ring and Varanaut and the tragic fate it brings to its possessors, demonstrating the enduring influence of dwarf's magic. The J.r.r. saga Ok Heidreks tells the tale of the cursed sword Tyrfing and its insatiable thirst for blood. Forged by the dwarfs Dvalin and Durin under duress, Tyrfing carried a curse that would bring doom to its owners. This saga illustrates the darker side of dwarfish magic, where their creations can bring both fortune and disaster. Conclusion. Dwarfs in Norse mythology are more than mere craftsmen. They are keepers of ancient knowledge, wielders of potent magic, and integral figures in the grand cosmic narrative. Through their legendary artifacts, they have left an indelible mark on the mythological landscape, influencing the fate of gods and heroes. Their ability to create objects of immense power, imbued with both practical and magical qualities, underscores their vital role in the mythic traditions of Northern Europe. The dwarfs' creations continue to captivate and inspire, reflecting their deep connection to both the divine and the mortal realms. Part 5. The Passing of the Dwarfs. In the ancient sagas of Norse mythology, dwarfs, known for their unparalleled craftsmanship and profound wisdom, also played a surprisingly communal role in the lives of humans. These beings, often associated with the subterranean depths where they forged wonders from the earth's treasures, were also depicted as benevolent helpers in everyday human endeavors. Yet, their existence in the realm of mortals was as enigmatic as it was transient, their departure shrouded in mystery and linked to the shifting tides of belief. A conditional helpfulness. Unlike the aloof elves or the capricious spirits of other myths, dwarfs were depicted as practical and hardworking, extending their legendary skills to assist humans in mundane tasks. They were often portrayed kneading bread, grinding flour, brewing beer, and even helping with the harvest. This collaboration between dwarfs and humans suggests a mutualistic relationship. Humans benefited from the dwarfs' expertise and labor, while the dwarfs perhaps received compensation, whether in the form of food, shelter, or simply the satisfaction of contributing to the community. However, this helpfulness came with conditions. Dwarfs were known to be easily offended by mistreatment or ridicule. Tales abound of their swift withdrawal of services, or worse, their turning to malicious acts if they felt slighted. This duality highlights their complex nature. Beings of great benevolence when respected, yet formidable in their retribution when wronged. Departure from the North. The disappearance of the dwarfs is deeply entwined with the decline of Norse paganism. As the ancient gods of the North began to fade from the collective belief of the people, so too did the dwarfs who thrived in that mythological framework. The rise of Christianity and the corresponding decline in pagan beliefs led to a diminishing world for these mystical creatures. This transition is poignantly captured in many legends that describe the dwarfs' departure as a result of the unbelief of the people. With the spread of the new faith, the old ways and the beings associated with them were pushed to the fringes, their presence no longer woven into the fabric of everyday life. The vitality of these mythical creatures was closely tied to the belief systems that sustained them. As faith in the Norse gods waned, the dwarfs, along with other supernatural beings, began to retreat from the world of men. A mysterious farewell. The story of the ferryman adds a layer of enigmatic farewell to the dwarf's departure. One particular legend tells of a ferryman who one night encountered an unusual request. As he rowed across the dark waters, he found his boat unusually heavy, as if burdened by a multitude of invisible passengers. The weight was such that the boat nearly sank under the load. Upon reaching the far shore, the ferryman was approached by a mysterious person who revealed the identity of his unseen passengers. They were the dwarfs, leaving the land of men. This mass exodus painted a picture of a wholesale retreat, as if the dwarfs had decided collectively that their time among humans had come to an end. Reward and revelation. In recognition of his service, the ferryman was rewarded generously. This gesture reflects the dwarfs' enduring sense of fairness and gratitude, even in their departure. The mysterious person's revelation about the passengers' identities underscores the profound shift taking place. The magical beings were leaving because the world no longer believed in them. This tale captures the poignant moment of transition from a world where the supernatural was interwoven with the everyday to one where such beliefs were fading into legend. The ferryman's experience serves as a symbolic bridge between these two eras, his story a testament to the passage of the old ways. In conclusion, the departure of the dwarfs marks the end of an era in Norse mythology, a time when gods, giants, and other mythical creatures walked alongside mortals. Their exit is a powerful metaphor for the decline of the belief systems that sustained them. As the vitality of the Norse gods waned with the advent of Christianity, so too did the presence of their associated creatures. The tale of the ferryman and his mysterious passengers leaves us pondering the final journey of the dwarfs. Where did they go, these masterful beings who once thrived beneath the earth and in the hearts of men? Their departure, filled with mystery and silent farewell, reminds us of the fragile and transient nature of belief and the mythical worlds it creates. The passing of the dwarfs from the human world stands as a poignant reminder of the shifts in cultural and religious paradigms and the enduring power of myth to shape and reflect our understanding of the world. Husher 6. The duality of the little folk, helpful dwarves and nightmarish trolls. In Norse mythology, the depiction of dwarves, Vergar and Maras, nightmares, represents a fascinating contrast between helpful craftsmen and terrifying entities that haunt the night. Dwarves, master craftsmen and enigmatic figures. Dwarves are celebrated in Norse lore as master craftsmen and miners, residing primarily within the mountains of Svartalfheim. They are credited with forging some of the most iconic and powerful artifacts in Norse mythology, including Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, and the magical chain that bound the monstrous wolf Fenrir. These creations underscore their pivotal role in the divine and heroic sagas of ancient Scandinavia. However, alongside their revered craftsmanship, dwarves also possess a darker aspect in Norse folklore. Tales speak of their envy towards human children, leading them to replace infants with their own frail offspring, known as changelings. These changelings, described as deformed or mentally impaired, posed challenges for human parents who sought to reclaim their true children. Desperate measures included setting impossible tasks for the changeling or using fire to reveal its true nature, reflecting deep-seated fears and anxieties about the unknown and the uncanny. Maras, nightmarish entities of the night. In stark contrast to the industrious dwarves, Maras are nightmarish entities associated with sleep paralysis and terrifying dreams. According to Norse belief, Maras sit upon a person's chest while they sleep, inducing horrifying visions and rendering the sleeper unable to move. This phenomenon, known as mare riding, was a source of great fear and superstition among Norse communities. The Norse believed that maras could be thwarted or controlled by blocking their entry into the sleeping chamber, a practice that sometimes led to legends suggesting a man could marry a mara if he trapped her in human form through such means. However, these unions were inherently unstable, as the mara would regain her freedom upon the removal of the obstruction, highlighting the precarious balance between human control and supernatural agency. Symbolism and interpretation. The narratives surrounding dwarves and maras in Norse mythology reflect the dualistic nature of the natural world, its capacity for both benevolence and malevolence. These tales provided explanations for phenomena that were otherwise inexplicable in ancient times, from mysterious illnesses to the unsettling experience of nightmares. They embody the Norse people's attempts to comprehend and navigate the forces of nature, fate, and the unseen realms that govern their lives. Overall, the myths of dwarves and maras in Norse culture offer profound insights into human fears and aspirations, serving as timeless reminders of the enduring power of storytelling to explore the depths of the human psyche and our eternal quest for understanding. 7. The Trolled Tindine, a monument to a frozen feud. The legend of the Trolled Tindine peaks in Norway is a striking example of how Norse folklore weaves together with the natural landscape to both explain and mythologize the formations we see today. According to the ancient tale, these majestic peaks were once the battleground for two fierce bands of trolls locked in an epic struggle. Their battle raged through the night, oblivious to the approaching dawn, a perilous time for trolls, as sunlight turns them to stone. The mythical transformation. As the first rays of sunlight crept over the horizon, they fell upon the battling trolls, freezing them in their violent confrontation. The trolls, caught unaware by the break of day, were instantly petrified into the jagged rock formations that now define Trolled Tindine. This transformation from living beings to stone monuments is a common motif in Norse mythology, reflecting the vulnerability of trolls to sunlight and serving as a cautionary tale about the consequences of ignoring natural rhythms. Cultural and mythological context. While specific references to the Trolled Tindine legend are not found in the written Eddas or sagas, the theme of trolls turning to stone when exposed to sunlight is deeply rooted in Norse mythological tradition. This motif appears in various stories and legends, passed down through generations orally and later recorded in medieval texts. These tales not only sought to explain natural phenomena, but also imbued the landscape with a sense of wonder and enchantment, linking the mythical past with the physical present. Symbolism and legacy. The towering peaks of Trolled Tindine, shaped by millennia of geological processes, stand today as a testament to the enduring power of these ancient myths. They remind us of the intimate relationship between folklore and the natural world, where stories of gods, giants, dwarves, and trolls intertwine with the geological formations we admire. The legend of the petrified trolls at Trolltindin captures the imagination, bridging the realms of myth and reality, and inviting us to contemplate the deeper meanings hidden within the landscape. Conclusion. The Trolltindin peaks serve not only as a geological wonder, but also as a cultural landmark, embodying the mythical narratives that have shaped Scandinavian folklore for centuries. They invite us to ponder the intersection of myth and reality, where ancient beliefs about trolls and their vulnerability to sunlight continue to echo through the ages. In this way, Trolltindin stands as a poignant reminder of the enduring legacy of Norse mythology and its profound impact on our understanding of the natural world. The hypothesis suggesting a link between dwarves in Norse mythology and Phoenician miners presents a compelling perspective on the origins of these mythical beings. According to this theory, the Phoenicians, renowned for their maritime and mining skills in antiquity, may have been perceived as mysterious and skilled craftsmen by early Scandinavians. This perception could have contributed to the Norse concept of dwarves, who are depicted as masterful artisans dwelling in the underground realm of Svartalfheim. The Phoenician influence. The Phoenicians, known for their proficiency in navigating the seas and their expertise in mining metals, operated in regions where darkness and seclusion were commonplace, conditions that align with the descriptions of Svartalfheim in Norse mythology. The parallels between the Phoenicians' secretive mining activities and the dwarves' association with subterranean craftsmanship strengthen the argument that encounters with these skilled foreign miners could have influenced Norse folklore. Considerations and limitations. Despite its intriguing premise, the Phoenician theory has several limitations. The timelines of Norse mythology and Phoenician history do not perfectly overlap, as Phoenician influence in the Mediterranean and Northern Europe occurred primarily during different periods. Moreover, there is no direct archaeological or textual evidence linking Phoenicians to the specific development of Norse myths about dwarves. Interpretation and mythical development. Nonetheless, the theory underscores the role of storytelling and cultural exchange in shaping mythological concepts. It suggests that myths often derive from real-world encounters and experiences, even if they undergo significant transformation through oral tradition and cultural interpretation over time. Conclusion. In conclusion, while the hypothesis linking dwarves to Phoenician miners offers a plausible explanation for their origin in Norse mythology, it remains speculative. It highlights the complex interplay between historical encounters, cultural imagination, and the enduring power of myth to explain and interpret the world around us. As such, the Phoenician connection enriches our understanding of how ancient societies crafted narratives to make sense of their interactions with the unfamiliar and the extraordinary.